Good evening, my beautiful butterflies and fly guys, and thank you for joining us tonight. I know you're ready to get into tonight's topic, so without pause, let's get to it, all right? So tonight, listen, I want to discuss the show that everyone is talking about, and that is the 2022 BET Music Awards. Now, that night was filled with fierce fashion, and I'm telling you, it was plenty of it at that. However, I want to specifically get into the discussion surrounding one of my favorite female rappers of all time, and that is none other than Lil' Kim. Now, there are those that are now saying that Lil' Kim has gone from the ill na-na to the ew na-na. And, you know, you too may share in that fate if you miss what I'm going to tell you tonight. So go ahead and tell Lottie Dottie and everybody that HeSpoke Fashion is live, and meet me back here after this, because listen, we have a discussion that we need to have right now, and I'll be right back after this. Are you ready, AB? All right, let's get it. Hit it. Yeah, in the building.
Fashion, I'm telling he spoke, fashion. I'm so bad. He spoke, fashion. I'm telling he spoke.
All right. Listen, again, I thank you for joining us, and I'm glad that you've taken time out of your busy schedule to have this conversation. And as I shared during my monologue, I want to discuss the topic, the real reason that Lil' Kim has hit the wall. All right? The real reason Lil' Kim hit the wall. Now, for those of you who are familiar with HeSpoke Fashion, you know that on this platform, we discuss women's fashion from a man's perspective. However, on tonight, I believe that tonight's discussion could prove to help both men and women in terms of fashion and also in terms of your life. But as you know, and maybe if you don't, I want to share this with you, this term, this colloquialism in the Black community, hit the wall, it doesn't belong to any one gender in particular, but it belongs to all of us. That's right, all of us can hit the wall. And this term, hit the wall, is defined as the point at which a man or woman that used to be hot is no longer hot. This is typically due to advancing age, all right? Wow. I don't know about you, but that definition hits different when you read it aloud, doesn't it? Nevertheless, I want to help those that will hear me tonight by examining what happened to Lil' Kim that sent her spiraling out of control in terms of her appearance. Now, let me give you this disclaimer. I told you from the onset that I am a fan of Lil' Kim. I am. But I think that we need to help each other as much as we can. And I think that it may help us all to do better when it comes to maturing. Listen, really, we have only two options when it comes to this journey called life. And one of those options is to get old. We all applaud that one, right? Hey, B, can you give me some applause on that? That you want to get old. Yes, we want to get old. But the other option is to die young. And I don't think anyone is choosing option number two. Do you? I don't think anybody's choosing that option. But listen, during the award show, many who watched really enjoyed, and I, for one, watched some of the reviews, and I enjoyed the moment when they honored Diddy with the Lifetime Achievement Award. And I, for one, think that it is well deserved. What would you say? Let me hear from you in the chat. If you think that Diddy's Lifetime Achievement Award is well deserved. I mean, you have to remember Diddy from before he had Bad Boy, just when he was working with Andre Harrell with Uptown Music, and just to take this journey with his career, and to see that now that he is being awarded with the Lifetime Achievement Award, I think that was fantastic. Take that. But listen. I appreciated the performances that followed were captivating and took many of us down memory lane. Right, AB? Down memory lane? Well, listen, to be honest, neither one of us tuned in for the show. But we can remember the hits that Bad Boy produced back in the day. I know you can remember them as well. Hey, let me know what's your favorite Bad Boy track. I mean, was it something from Biggie, Craig Mack, the new flavor in the year? No, don't get me. I've told you one of my other broadcasts that I am not a rapper. But I could hit a little. Give me a little Biggie. Yeah. In the building. Come on. How many remember that? But listen, I, for one, was excited, especially when they put Biggie on the screen. But when they performed the hit song that Lil' Kim was featured, I mean, I was excited about that when I saw some of the scenes from the actual video, from the show. And I was excited when they performed that song. But to my total dismay, when she appeared on stage, that is when I knew. And listen, many of you knew as well that at that moment, Lil' Kim had hit the wall.
Oh my God!
There she was, right before our very eyes. And listen, I don't know about you, but I was in shock at just how a woman who used to look like she once did had now turned into someone totally different. So let's look back for a moment of what she looked like. I mean, look at Lil' Kim. I mean, very fashionable, cutting edge, I would say. And you could always count on Lil' Kim to bring the latest in terms of fashion. She often was revolutionary in her style and fashion, as we see in some of these outfits. Very revolutionary. Although some of her outfits were strictly meant for the stage, there were other times that her outfits could be worn by your average round-the-way girl, like this one. So there were times that she proved to be very fashionable, and we could always tell that she took a particular interest in fashion. And I even noticed that there was a time that she was transformative in terms of how she dressed, in that she did not show as much skin. Now listen, for you young cats out there, I know you like all of that. But for me, that was a far better look for her when she didn't show as much skin. I mean, when you show less, it leaves more to the imagination. Let me say that again. When you show less, what am I saying? Less skin. It leaves more to the imagination. Now listen, how many of my brothers out there would agree that seeing a woman who has more clothing on leaves more for your imagination? But it appears that something happened in Kim's mind that suggested that transforming her fashion was not enough, and she simply needed to do more. I think there were a few things that she did during that time that are the real reasons that right now Lil' Kim has hit the wall. Now, first, I think this is a real thing for all of us, and that is reason number one: the fear of getting old. Now, when it comes to getting older, I would say that all of us at some point or another have looked to our elderly relatives, family members, and saw in them the possibility of simply not aging well. And if you're not careful, that will cause you to do what I believe little Kim did, which was it will cause you to panic. Now listen, hear me close. This is real talk. Because when you panic, you end up making bad decisions. See, when you panic, and when you are a young woman or a young man, and way before you are of age, and you sometimes you just start to make decisions because you're in a panic mode that will impact the rest of your life. You know, that's why I'm not in favor of some of these new things. I'll say new things that they are doing in terms of our children. To say that at 5 years old, you can make a decision to make a change in your hormones that will last the rest of your life. Look, I'm not for it. And I don't know if the science is there to say for instance, that at 5 years old, you made a decision to have these changes, and then at 15, you want to reverse them. I don't know if the science is there to say that these changes are reversible. But if by chance they are not, then at that moment, you have changed whom you were to become. That's what you've done. You've changed who you were to become. If evolution would have taken place in your maturity, then you have now changed who it was you were to become. And that's what I think little Kim did by making these changes so early. She changed who she was to become. And it could be that she would remain this lovely woman that we see right here. I mean, oh, yes. This lovely woman, aging gracefully. But now, we simply may never know. But I want you to do me a favor. Put it in the chat if you believe that there's a possibility that you can age gracefully. And also that you don't have to panic and make changes so early in life. See, don't go into panic mode. But let me also give this caveat here. Many of us, myself included, you know, just to be totally transparent, if we had an opportunity and the financial ability to make some cosmetic changes, we would all do it. But those changes should enhance what you look like and not change your look to another person.
Oh, yeah!
So listen, I want you to do me a favor. Put it in the chat. What would you change about yourself if you had the financial wherewithal to do so? If you could, what would you change? All right? But let's look at little Kim a little then and now, shall we? Let's look at a few there. So, I mean, just look. I mean, I would say a natural beauty. Natural. And then you see where the change here is not as bad. But as she began to progress, you know, they say that it's sort of like a person who gets one tattoo. They say getting one tattoo is like eating one Lay's potato chip. You just can't eat one. You have to get another. And they say that they, you know how we say they, I don't know who they are. But it has been said that when you start that journey of cosmetic surgery, you know, it starts maybe with a tummy tuck. Then you get maybe a nose job, maybe some other things. Maybe you get a bit of Botox, but it's almost like it's contagious. You just continue and continue. And I'll put this disclaimer there. You even have to be careful about that when it comes to your tattoos. That's right. Because it is something that I've heard many say. It becomes that you have to continue to do it over and over again. And maybe you're one of those who, you start with a flower and the flower isn't painted in. Then you go get one petal. You get that painted in. I don't know, but just be careful, because these things can become habitual. And sometimes you may end up looking like Little Kim and hitting the wall. Now, the second reason I believe Little Kim hit the wall is simply this. She failed to transform her look when she had the opportunity to do so. Now, let me put it this way, because I did say that at one point she transformed her fashion, but it was temporary. She temporarily transformed her look, but she did not sustain the transformation. Her fashion transformation, she did not sustain that, nor did she sustain the transformation she had made in her body. And when she did not like the outcome, this is what many of us, so let's not sit in judgment of Little Kim, because many of us do this. She decided, like me and you, to take shortcuts. Now, what were those shortcuts she took? She took shortcuts, I believe, in health and wellness. And this is one lesson that we must learn from Little Kim, and that is that there aren't any shortcuts when it comes to being your best self. Let me say that again. There aren't any shortcuts when it comes to being your best self. I want you to say that with me. There aren't any shortcuts to becoming your best self. Can you write that in the chat? There aren't any shortcuts. If that means that you have to join a local gym, or that you have to perhaps look yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, I'm not what I want to be, but I'm going to take the necessary steps to become the person that I envision myself being on the outside, that I know that I am on the inside, then you must do that. If it means doing that, you must do that instead of taking shortcuts. You see, some of us will take the shortcuts and we won't exercise. We'll just take the opportunity to go under the knife, to get rid of that part of us that is not becoming, or we will put on Spanx and stuff it in there, or we will sew it in. And listen, all that is fine if it is only to enhance your current look. But listen, when you start to desire and to believe that that part is the real you, then psychologically, you may need to take a step back. Now, I know you bought that here, and it is yours. You got the receipt, but you know what I mean.
Bruh.
But listen, do you all remember a guy by the name of Michael Jordan? You guys remember MJ? Yes. Michael Jordan is notably one of the greatest basketball players of all time. And with numerous championship rings to his credit, many still wonder how Jordan was able to do it. But some of us, myself included, know how he was able to do it even as he aged and had to compete with far younger players. And that is what I want to share, in that Jordan learned how to transform his game to that which would allow him to maintain his body and only utilize the old version of himself in spurts when it was necessary. What are you saying? What are you saying? What I'm saying is simply this. We must learn how to transition our fashion as we age, and listen, our bodies along with it. So reason number 3 is learn how to transition our fashion. You can put Mike back up there. learn how to transform our fashion. Now listen, little Kim started to transform her fashion and her body. But like so many of us, when we realize that you have to do the work, then we simply put that on the back burner and we settle for things that will temporarily make us feel better. Now, listen, if you ever want to really enjoy the spoils of the victory, then you cannot be afraid to do some work. See, most of us, it is you work hard, then you play hard. Why? Why do you do that? Because there's a sense of worth that comes with working. And when you work hard, then you play hard. But you cannot be afraid to do some work. Now listen, when I say transform your wardrobe, your fashion, what I mean is that your wardrobe must mature. I know I'm getting ready to get in some trouble because I'm telling some young woman that, listen, you can't, I know you think it's cute. It was cute when you and your daughter dressed alike and she was 6 years old and you were of age. But now that you're 60 and your daughter is 30, it does not look good for you both to be wearing the same outfits. Your wardrobe has to mature. Now, mind you, I did say your wardrobe has to mature. You must mature your wardrobe and not keep an old wardrobe. I didn't say old, I said mature. And having a mature wardrobe is better simply than having an old wardrobe. And it's better because you won't look your age simply by maturing your fashion and wardrobe. I know you don't believe me. You don't believe me, but I'm telling you the truth. Let me show you by Exhibit A. Do you all remember President Barack Obama? There was a time when his wardrobe, come on, it challenged us. Yes, I would say that, say it in that way. It challenged us when we saw him throwing out the first pitch wearing the proverbial dad jeans. Now you heard of the mom jeans. President Obama was wearing the dad jeans, all right? That was an old wardrobe look. But once he, and perhaps thank God for Michelle Obama, realized that yes, he could dress age appropriately, but that didn't mean that he had to dress old. And what was the outcome? So much better outcome. Come on, that's my president right there. He was sharp right there. I'm telling you. Look, and his look, that's right, drop the bomb, Barack. But listen, his look got even better. And although he was getting older, his look appeared to get younger without getting younger. Let me say that again. His look appeared to get younger without him getting younger. That's what we're talking about when you say aging gracefully. You can dress in a way that your wardrobe is mature, but you look like you're a whole lot younger. Fantastic. And you all know how you felt when this picture, which turned out to be fake, started circulating around social media. Come on, come on. Come on, give me some thumbs up, give me some likes in the chat. When you saw this mature looking President Barack Obama, you said, that's my president. That's my president. Yes, you did. That's what you said. You said, that's my president. Why? Because he has a mature look. He's not afraid of getting old. He's not afraid of maturing because he knows that there are things that you can do to age gracefully. And I think that's a good look. So listen, what am I saying on tonight? Can little Kim make changes that could stop her continuance of hitting the wall? Now, perhaps if the surgeries are reversible, and if not, then perhaps maybe this new Kim will just grow on us, right? Maybe she will. But listen, she will never be what she could have been if she did not take shortcuts. Shortcuts. Be careful of the shortcuts. Well, listen, guys, listen, I'm so excited. It's time to bring this discussion to a close. And I have really enjoyed you all on tonight. And I hope that you enjoyed this discussion. I know that I did. Oh, we have some comments here. Yes, that's what they say. You know what? I'm going to say this. One of the fans of the show, Joanne Desi Wakefield, is a phenomenal fashionista, and she exemplifies what I'm talking about. How you can mature in your fashion, and I'm telling you, she's doing the thing. You hear me? You heard? She's doing the thing. She's always fashionable. And I'm telling you, it may be something that just runs in the family, but she and her family are fashionable. Let me tell you that. And listen, you can be the same way. You can be the same way. Listen, you don't have to be afraid of hitting the wall. If you take advantage of those 3 steps that I shared with you tonight, those 3 reasons that I shared with you tonight, if you take advantage of those 3 reasons, don't be afraid to transform your fashion. Don't fear getting old, because you can age gracefully. If you do those things, I promise you won't hit the wall. You won't hit the wall. All right, guys, listen, that's all I have for you tonight. Remember, this is HeSpoke Fashion, and I'm the host, Daylon Thomas. My aim tonight was simple, and it was simply to use Little Kim in an effort to say to us that there are real changes that we can do in terms of fashion that can help us not hit that wall. You know what? Hitting the wall is symbolic of someone who does not respect the fact that aging happens to all of us. We all get old, if we're lucky. And while you can do all that you can to age gracefully, the best you can do is accept the fact that you will get old, and then do the best you can with what you have been given. Listen, that's all I have for you tonight. Have a good night, good fashion, and remember, HeSpoke Fashion to you. Please hit the like button and the subscribe button, and remember, fashion changes, and so can you. Have a good night. Yeah!
He spoke fashion. I'm telling he spoke.